Are you absolutely kidding me? Have the Vancouver Canucks lost their minds? Or are they playing a masterclass in high-stakes poker with the rest of the NHL? Because what I'm hearing out of the Pacific Northwest right now isn't just a trade rumor, it's a declaration of war on conventional wisdom, a gauntlet thrown down that screams, "You want our talent? You're going to pay a king's ransom." Welcome back to the channel, Hockey Fanatics. Today, we're diving headfirst into a developing saga that has the entire league buzzing, a story that perfectly encapsulates the cutthroat nature of the NHL trade market. The Vancouver Canucks, a team that started this 2025-26 season with more questions than answers, are now making headlines not for their on-ice performance, but for their audacious demands off it. While whispers of superstar blue liner Quinn Hughes potentially being on the move have swirled like a winter storm, it's the situation surrounding veteran forward Kiefer Sherwood that has truly ignited the trade fires. This isn't just about moving a player. It's about a franchise drawing a line in the sand, demanding top dollar, and daring anyone to cross it. Let's be clear. Kiefer Sherwood is having a solid, impactful season for the Canucks. We're talking 16 points, including a dozen goals, in just 29 games. That's not just respectable. That's valuable production from a veteran forward. But it's not just the offensive numbers that make Sherwood an attractive piece for contending teams. This guy is a warrior, relentless forechecker, and a physical presence who leads the Canucks in hits by a significant margin. He brings that gritty, two-way game that every playoff-bound team craves. He's the kind of player who can slot into a middle six role and immediately elevate a team's intensity and depth. So, it's no surprise that several teams have been locked in negotiations with Vancouver, eager to acquire his services. The market for a player like Sherwood, especially in a season where offensive depth is at a premium, is undeniably robust. But here's where the plot thickens, where the Canucks turn up the heat to a scorching inferno. According to reports from The Athletic, Vancouver's brass has not just increased their asking price for Sherwood, they've launched it into the stratosphere. Forget a mid-round pick or a fringe prospect. The Canucks are now demanding a solid NHL-ready player and a first-round draft pick. Let that sink in for a moment. A first-round pick for a veteran forward, albeit a good one, who isn't a perennial all-star. This move is a fascinating pivot from Canucks team president Jim Rutherford's previously stated preference. We've heard Rutherford articulate his desire to acquire young NHL-ready talent in exchange for his veterans, prioritizing immediate impact over future draft capital. And while a solid NHL-ready player certainly fits that mold, adding a first-round pick on top of it, that's a bold, almost defiant stance. It suggests a team that believes in the scarcity of quality assets in this market and is willing to play hardball to maximize their return. Are they overplaying their hand? Or are they simply recognizing the true value of a player like Sherwood in a seller's market? Enter the Minnesota Wild, a team desperately searching for a spark. Their offense has been sputtering, averaging a paltry 2.69 goals per game, ranking them 26th in the league. They haven't scored more than 2 goals in any of their last 4 outings. A clear sign of a team in dire need of a scoring punch. It's no wonder they've been heavily linked to Sherwood. He's precisely the kind of player who could inject some much-needed energy and secondary scoring into their lineup. Negotiations between the Canucks and Wild have progressed to the point of an official offer. The Athletic reports that Minnesota put forth a package centered around a young, unnamed prospect. A reasonable offer, one might think, especially for a team looking to bolster its roster without completely gutting its future. But Vancouver, armed with their newly inflated asking price, summarily rebuffed the proposal. They said, "Thanks, but no thanks. We want more. A lot more." This rejection highlights the Canucks' unwavering commitment to their new demands. It also puts the Wild in a precarious position. Are they willing to meet these steep demands for a player whose production has admittedly cooled off recently? Sherwood's last goal came way back on November 11th, and he's been held pointless in his last 7 games. This recent dip in form could give the Wild, or any other suitor, pause. However, the Canucks seem to be banking on the overall scarcity of available forwards on the trade market this season, believing that even with a slight slump Sherwood's value remains incredibly high. The ongoing dance between Vancouver and Minnesota isn't just a recent development, it's a continuation of a fascinating saga that dates back to the offseason. Remember the summer? The Wild attempted a significant trade with the Canucks, looking to acquire center Ada Rady in exchange for Marco Rossi. Vancouver, however, rejected that proposal as well. In hindsight, that decision by the Canucks is particularly intriguing. Rossi, after signing a 3-year, $15 million deal with the Wild in August, was off to a fantastic start this season, racking up 13 points in 17 games before an injury sidelined him. Rady, on the other hand, has managed just 11 points in 26 games for the Canucks. Interestingly, 3 of those points came against the Wild in a recent December 6th matchup, perhaps a subtle reminder of what Minnesota missed out on. This history of blocked deals adds another layer of intrigue to the current Sherwood negotiations. It suggests a Canucks front office that is either incredibly shrewd and patient, or perhaps at times a little too stubborn. They're clearly not afraid to walk away from a deal if it doesn't meet their precise valuation. This pattern of behavior reinforces the idea that they are absolutely dug in on their demands for Sherwood. So, what does this all mean for the Vancouver Canucks and the rest of the league? It means the Canucks are playing hardball and they're not blinking. They've identified Kiefer Sherwood as a valuable commodity, and they're determined to extract maximum value, even if it means holding out for an offer that many might consider exorbitant. Are they being unrealistic? Or are they simply ahead of the curve, understanding the true dynamics of a seller's market in a season where scoring depth is a precious commodity? Only time will tell. But one thing is for certain. The Canucks have sent a clear message to every general manager in the NHL. If you want a piece of what they have, be prepared to pay a premium. This isn't just a trade negotiation, it's a high-stakes game of chicken, and the Canucks are daring someone to flinch first. The question now is, which team will be desperate enough, or perhaps bold enough, to meet Vancouver's audacious demands? What do you think about the Canucks' asking price for Kiefer Sherwood? Is it genius, or is it madness? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the NHL trade rumor mill, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more exclusive content. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story, so you won't want to miss our next update.